You can test. If you tap the tilde key, you can type performance and then hit tab. And the first thing on top, if you hit enter now, then spacebar and true, and you will see when you're in the console, it caps at 30 frames per second. In the rightmost corner of the graph, you can see it's capped. Now it's not capped. So yeah, 30-ish frames per second. Yeah, but this scene is pretty heavy. I'm not sure if it's even like using upscale. Maybe try and start an actual game that's going to be less demanding. Play. Yeah, it's going to start a pre-selected map. All right, it shows this because there is no map preview rendered yet. It's going to render one now. Now this is 4K, so there's a lot more pixels to push than I usually expect, but we can use frequent resolution scaling. So you can access that if you hit escape. You can access this from console, but we can also access it from the CVar editor. So if you hit escape, your mouse will be free. You can go to Tools, CVar editor. All right, so near the bottom, you can see there's fidelity. So if you go to scaling or scale, render scale, that's going to be one directory down, this one, yeah. So here we can, is the factor and is enabled. So you can change this to true and it should turn on render scaling.
Is it
it should be
like a string?
Yeah, so there's also mode. Factor is like how many pixels you can turn this down.
What?
Yeah, so 1 pixel for every 4. And there is mode, which should enable you to use like better upscaling. So 0 is bilinear, FSR 1.0 is 1, and 2 is FSR 2. So if you go 2, it should be use like temporal upscaling, which is kind of fancy, and it kind of it starts crawling because it's using temporal upscaling. So it's actually like enabled TAA, but also like rendering the same frame from a slightly different position of the camera every time, and then averaging that out. And FSR1 is fully like static. So it's a very easy way to get frame rate up. What I was trying to do today with the CVars loading is I was hoping to do something like that. The settings you just changed by hand in the CVar editor, I was hoping they would be saved in a file and then loaded every time you run the game, so that you can have your resolution scaling, for example, set up for this machine, and it just stays here and it's going to be applied whenever you pull or push changes. And on someone else's computer, the scaling could be off if they... This actually should be saved. If you switch back to Godot's editor and open the CVar editor, I wonder what happens if you press save tree. I think it's going to refuse because this is the base tree. The idea is that the CVars is like a special database.
Yeah, and the saving active CVar tree.
Oh, right. Okay, maybe you can pause the game and we could see if it actually saves the files. We could look into the files and see the values we've changed. Don't want to close it, because if you close it, then it might do some like extra saving. Right, so in the project, I think, menu, on top, like main menu of Godot, it's an option under export, all there is. And here in config, there should be
nothing.
Files saved, or could be files saved. Okay, so that's not the case. Let's go to the repository, if you can. Right, so if you go to a higher level, so above add-ons, oh, there it is, config. So,
config.
All right, yeah. Base CVT and temp overrides. So this is the base tree. You can search, let's do maybe Control F and find scale. This is temp overrides. Okay, let's try in base. Interesting. So these are defaults. It's not, the value is false here if you go like 2 lines lower. Yep. So it's the same as the default value, which is one line lower. So yeah, this shows me that this is not this doesn't include the changes we've done in the CVar editor. There's like an extra CVar tree created, which would be called user, and any changes you do manually in the editor would be saved there in your user home directory, so the place where we went and found no files, just empty directories. And then the game would load that on the next startup so that you have your resolution scaling configured already. Now, there is a workaround for this, because it's going to be a bit tedious if you like, for example, you need resolution scaling because the game is just not made for 4K screens. So I'm going to show you the workaround. Go back to Godot here. The lowest option, customize run instances. Main run args. You don't need to enable this. This is for like if you want to run multiple instances, which is also like supported, and you could use that to debug multiplayer. So here you can type --cvar space, and here, for example, do scale.enable space true. Now we can do another one, --cvar scale.factor, and now 0.25, for example. Okay, and you can do another couple things. There's more things you can do. For example, --skip-intro. Yeah, skip-intro. So there is one more I can show you. --cvar. And here, debug.fast_load. True. Right. Now if you save this, so click OK, and hit F5, the game should run with these parameters. And as you can see, the resolution scaling is working.
So we can check here.
Yeah. So there is, as you can see on the top of this window, there's like a drop down for different CVar trees. So we have base in the CVar editor window, like above the whole hierarchy. Yeah, here. So this is a list of CVar trees, and the game creates this temp overrides tree if you specify anything with --cvar or --cvar in command line arguments. There's a problem, however. Like, my idea was that if you select this, you should have either only highlighted or only visible things that are present there, which should be overrides, and then you could disable the whole tree and disable all these overrides. But this doesn't work yet, at least not in the GUI. So the values are here, but these should be highlighted in green, that it belongs to this selected active CVar tree, you know? Do you understand what I mean?
What do you mean active?
Yeah, so right now you have selected temp overrides CVar tree from this dropdown. So this is what I would consider active. Now you have the base tree, and everything is highlighted in green to denote that everything belongs to this tree. So in reality, like what should happen...
Can you explain the belongs?
So every CVar tree is basically a dictionary of dictionaries.
Yeah.
So it's a tree structure which contains entries, and the entries can be directories or CVars, so actual values. And we can have layers of these, one on top of another.
Like,
so that
one overrides another.
Yeah, it's like a diff file.
Yeah.
So
which
you can
overriding which?
They override each other in order. So there is an order of like priority, and this list is sorted using that order. We can go to the code. I can show you how this is assigned. So when you create a new CVar tree, you give it like a priority. The lowest priority is 0, and that's for the base tree, which means everything on the a very first level is defined in the base tree. And this is why everything here is green. Every directory in CVar, it's defined in the base tree.
And this is it's the initial layer.
Yes, this is hard-coded values that are all of this is specified in the file default _CVar _tree.gd. So there's code that generates this whole structure, all of these CVars. Mm-hmm. And this is called every time you start the framework. It generates a default CVar tree.
And then it loads in temp and modifies the values that are here.
Yeah, and actually it does work. What happens in reality is that this temp overrides tree exists and it does affect the game. It's just not visualized in this CVar editor properly. I would want these to be highlighted in I don't know, yellow,
just these or
green.
Every?
Yeah, just the overridden ones. They should be highlighted in green, and then if you switch to the base tree, I would want to highlight them in yellow to denote, hey, you're looking at values that are somewhere underneath, but something is overriding them higher up, for the user. And also probably I would add a checkbox on the top bar to hide, to only show things that exist. So this checkbox is for enabling overrides and disabling them. The base tree can't be disabled because you need something to define, a reference point. That's why it disables. Yeah, but the temp overrides, you can disable the checkbox. I don't remember if this is properly. It might be bound in the code, but what should happen is that all the CVars that
this is cool.
Where in the
tooltip that it overrides as requested with command line arguments. It's clear.
Yeah. So it shows you the description that the CVar tree is. Yeah, I was smart. So if you look at the base tree, it probably should show you a different tooltip.
Hard-coded framework default.
Yeah. So this is the idea of these CVars. If you load a level called test, great name, but so you can do it by opening the console and do play spacebar test, or you can also do host spacebar test. So what's going to happen now is it's going to search through all the maps that are available. It's going to see which one matches the given name best, and it's going to load that. So here you're in a level that kind of demonstrates a CVar. So you can see there's your name here. And how this is done is in the default CVar tree script. There's a username CVar defined, and it's being taken from the operating system. So the Godot asks operating system, hey, what is the username? And it puts it there. So a cool demonstration, I think, is that if you open the CVar editor now, that's the console. You can go escape, yeah. You can move it to the side so you can see the text. And you can maybe collapse the logs folder. By the way, all these icons are custom stuff. So, right above your user, display name. So you can change this. And as long as it's formats properly, you can type something. And you can see it works in real time.
Neat.
So the power of this is we can have all different parameters of the game stored in this, and we can tweak them in real time and see the effect. And once this whole system works properly, there would be an option to create these overlays, toggle them on and off, sync them to remote people, so you're playing live, and you want to test like your new balance of weapons. So you saved it to like a CVar tree called, I don't know, New Balance or something, and you run a server, you enable that CVar tree, that gets transferred to all the people who connected to you, and you can toggle this on and off with a command, possibly, so maybe even a hotkey, and do like, okay, now we're playing with my balance. You play for some 5 minutes, then you turn it off. Okay, now we're playing with the old balance. Which one do you like better? You know, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can create a new CVar too. If you select the user directory, for example, you will get a new CVar and new directory buttons active on the top bar. So you can do new CVar, and then you can type in a name, and you can specify a default value and a type. You probably want to go with quotes, because it's like using the var to string function to then like get the value.
Yeah.
String is like 4 from the top. Let's see if it works. Okay, and then on top you have you can add a description too. So that's just a comment to help people understand what they're doing. And now on the top of this panel you have add to directory. No. Just above the fields you just typed.
Yes.
So
yeah,
here.
It's kind of doesn't
Yeah,
look
yeah.
like a button.
Maybe it should highlight. So now you have a new CVar, and you can see it's not green.
Yeah.
Let's go to the CVar tree dropdown. Let's see if there's a new tree there or something. What happens if you go to temp overrides? Is it highlighted in green? No. So there's a problem, right? I don't know where does it live now. But if you go save tree with the temp overrides, you can press the button save tree.
Yeah.
Maybe let's go and see if it actually saved the tree.
In this folder.
In this folder, it seems like it.
Folder.
It didn't. Yeah, let's go to the repository and see if there it is.
Shouldn't it show up in Godot? Yeah.
Maybe config.
Yeah, it's empty.
But Godot doesn't recognize the folder, the file types. Config. You can see.
I think this. No.
Let's try and search for the CVar name you've created. Maybe it's somewhere there.
Base.
There it is. It's saved in the base tree. Okay, that's not right. But there is everything you specified, the description and stuff. Yeah, so you see.
Remember, I think the base was active when I created.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. What if we switch to temp overrides and then create a CVar?
Alright.
That makes a lot of sense.
New CVar.
I think it does work this way. You just select where you want to create this new. Okay, it's added. I think it automatically saves the CVar tree, but we can check the files. Oh, you're not typing? Something?
It's in base.
Still in base tree. Okay, so this is broken, right? This doesn't work correctly. Yeah.
It's hard-coded to save in base.
Yeah, it seems so. So that's improper. That there should be an option to create a new tree. There should be an option to move a CVar between trees or between the directories. There's missing functionality. There's a lot done, but it's not there yet. There's a lot that still needs to be done.
What would happen? Well, I don't see moving option.
Yeah, there's no move option yet, but it's like
how would that work?
Work?
Yes, like if I create a variable in temp overrides, if there's a concept of moving, that implies that it should exist in one place, so it shouldn't exist in base.
There is this concept of overrides. So if you create a CVar in another tree, it can be the same CVar as in base tree, and then you mark it as an override, and then when someone requests the base tree's CVar, instead they get your override if your tree is active. This is how internally the temp overrides work. When the scene loads and it like says, okay, I want resolution scaling. It's asking for the CVar that it got from the base tree, but because you have a tree active which has an override, the CVar system goes, okay, there's an override. I'm going to give you that value instead because it's overridden. Mm-hmm. So that works under the hood. What doesn't work is the GUI, right?
Oh, yeah, maybe that's the reason. Like it's not hooked into creating a variable in correct tree.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So one more thing, maybe I'll show you. If you go like a get CVar ref, it's a button next to delete. So it's a like last button here. Yeah. What it happens is it generates a code you can paste into your scripts. This is how I made the label 3D, which shows your name in this level. So it automatically pasted this, like put this into your clipboard. So now if you go back to scripting, if you open a script, we could open the test level and you can see how that works. I think it's a good example. Data.
Data. Okay.
Data maps. Second from top, and here is test map. Second to last. Yep. Here's spawn points. This is a preview camera. So this is what is rendered for the loading screen. And there is a welcome message. So if you select this, there's a script here. This is what does it. So, and this is what you got. So you see, this is creating a CVar reference object and gives it the CVar name and gives it the UUID. The UUID is for implementing the future thing with moving CVars, because then the UUID would be enable the CVar tree to go, okay, I expected this CVar to be on this path, but it's not there. So I'm going to look for UUID and find it somewhere else. So in a way, Godot is using the same thing for resources. It creates these like RID files, right?
Yeah. Well,
and here's a cool thing. You can. There are two like ways. You can do link property, and that's gonna take an object and the property, or you can directly set a setter. So then whenever a CVar is overwritten, actually extend resources, yeah. Which is probably not needed. We could probably extend object and make it more lightweight, but I think for the sake of being able to use Godot's editor and inspector for these to like debug better, I made it all resources.
For I think if you are not using resource, you can use ref. What was the name for class?
Ref counted.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because that's just that's lightweight. So this helper class is there to just help you bind CVars to things in your scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I've recently added a nice option for doing that, because if you go to temp alias, for example, in D&D export.
Where?
If you go to the line 4, yeah, here. So if you go to the end of the line, you can do. We can add another call there. So if you
what do you
hit
mean call?
end, if you hit left just to go to the a line up, yeah. Now dot with linked property, and now you can type
like
self
inline. Like do everything in inline.
Yeah, and now ampersand quote text. And now we can remove everything from the ready function, and this should still work. So I made it so you can have a one-liner that just binds it to something in your scene. I need to update the editor so it like makes it easier, but I don't know how. I'm glad to know something. So this is like an alternative thing. You can specify a setter function. So for example, if you need to be able to run some code, because I don't know, you're using like it's a random seed for your procedural dungeon, right?
Yeah, like when CVar ref is changed, it calls the setter function. Yeah.
Yeah. When whatever in the game, anything else touches and changes the value of the user.temp alias, this is going to be called. No matter what, no matter where. If you do it from console, if you do it from CVar editor, if some script does it, it's going to be called.
Yeah.
So this is a way to like manage this.
I see there's. No, I think maybe it's not really useful. I had something similar, but I had like an array, like there it could call many setters, like different objects are listening to the same variable, and they all can get setter.
I haven't had a use case for this yet, but that's an option. You can always define just a lambda that calls multiple things, of course, which isn't ideal. But if we have cases where an array would be useful, then we could do this an array, make it like, or maybe create a new, which would be setters, plural, and make that an array. And then if you have something in that array, everything gets called.
Append this function.
Yeah, and then would be, So in the one-liner, line 4, we added this with linked property. You can also do with setter and specify a setter function this way. So dot with setter.
And
so I made it so you can have one line, and it just works. Yeah. That was my goal. So it's as easy for game designers as possible. And now the cool thing is, because we have something called runtime CVars, which are not saved to disk, you could create a CVar here, maybe instead of this temp alias, or maybe just this, because it's not going to be saved because the saving doesn't load. That doesn't work now. But you can create it. So in ready, for example, yeah, cvar.new. You see, CVar ref. It's a reference to an existing CVar. So CVar ref is just an object that you'd say, hey, I need to access this CVar, please do it for me. Its sole purpose is to run these setters and update your stuff, so you don't have to, manually do that. So how you create a new CVar?
Actually, there's a single CVar, but there could be multiple CVar refs that
point to this it. Yes. So you can have multiple levels that point to CVar, like game.difficulty, and or you have multiple weapons that depend on, I don't know, difficulty. So you would want to put a CVar in ready, I think. Or you could do at ready, I think.
I don't like at ready.
Yeah. So here in ready, you can do.
Or you meant doing these.
Yeah, that also works. So now you put a name.
Okay, just name.
Could be test. Just name of your CVar. So this is the last thing after the dot, right? For example, if we have user.displayName, then this is going to be display name, or or it could be, I don't know, random seed. Oh yeah, nice. Snake case. Yeah, now the next thing is, I think it's default value. So you can pass a null, that's valid. I mean, if you want, you can just end here, and everything else will be just undefined. But you can keep going. You can define a default value description. So this is the text that shows when you mouse over. Or also, if you in console, if you do help and then type a name of a variable of a CVar, it's going to print you this description text, I believe.
Like this one.
Yeah. Right. So now this is your CVar, but it's kind of floating in the air. We need to attach it to a CVar tree so that CVars can talk to it.
That was my next question. How do you register it?
Yep. So you go to CVars, which is the global name.
Oh.
So CVars with an S. Yeah. And now dot. Now we need to get. So there's multiple. We need to get a tree. So.
Like Godot's tree or
no, we need to get reference to a CVar tree. I think we need to go just
default CVars.
No, that's one that generates a default CVar tree. It has underscore, so it's not supposed to be used outside. I think trees or tree stack. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, tree stack.
So
you see,
I should write get.
There is no getter for it. Just go tree underscore stack underscore stack, and now dot back.
Okay.
That should give you like the last element from an array. Now dot add CVar, and now put your my CVar here. And now the parent path. So you can specify, like, for example, it's going to be in users or user or runtime.game or somewhere,
Like this thingy.
Yeah, just without the dot, just so user. Okay. Let's try it. Let's save, and we can make it so that the game automatically loads this level. That also helps with speeds up debugging. So if you go to debug, we can specify a parameter, customize run instances, and here we can do -- play test. One more thing that can speed things up for us. Fast load is already enabled. Okay, yeah, that's it. So this should already just load the level for us, and we should hopefully see not errors. All right.
I think it got error.
we screwed something up. I know why. Because we are referencing a CVar that's not existing. If we go back to the welcome message script, we changed. So temp alias doesn't exist. So we're creating a CVar reference for something that is not there. If we change this to kinda name, because
Can you explain? I'm lost. What do you mean change to my CVars?
Yeah. So the temp alias CVar, we created it at runtime using the CVar editor, but this wasn't saved anywhere.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So when here we define a CVar reference to it, it errors out because it says, hey, there is nothing like that, man. I can't fetch that. So what we want to do, if we can either comment this out, or we could change what does this point to. And because we're creating a CVar called kinda name, we could make this CVar reference something else.
So it needs to probably be like after CVars.
Yeah, that would be probably smartest. And now just change the path to CVar reference so that it points to an existing thing. So it would be kinda, yeah. And maybe let's remove the UID because we're actually not using one. So just you can pass a null. Oh, yeah. Or you can even remove the parameter entirely. So it's just going to pass a null as default.
Yeah.
Okay, this should bind this new CVar to the text field.
It doesn't like it.
Text property of key text with value type float. Okay, right. Let's go back to the welcome message and see how you initialize the CVar. So in the line 10, kinda name, what is the default value you give it?
0.
That's a float.
Yeah.
And the CVar system derives the type. It guesses that the type of the CVar you want
and it wanted to
is a
bind it.
type.
Right.
You wanted to bind it to a var label of type text, which is not what you expected. So you could say, okay, that's stupid. I just don't want these errors, but this forces you to be sure what you're doing. You want to assign a float to a text field. Okay, you need to make a setter that just converts it to string. So we could do that. We just need to make a setter that will convert it to string.
Text. Yeah, it can't do the property like that.
Maybe we could specify in the link property function. I'm thinking about an extra functionality to enable conversion of types automatically, and then these kinds of errors would be not reported. But that's something to figure out later. Yeah. Okay. Set func value. And now this is text. You can just do. Yep.
All right. Text.
Yep. I think that should work.
I haven't used Godot for a while.
So you're a bit rusty, but you're getting back to it.
Well, it's
all
frozen.
Right. Try and click or hit escape.
Right. Yeah, it's not frozen.
Welcome message. Okay, so funny. It didn't apply. If you open CVar editor, you should be able to change that. And we can see if the setter works. There should be a search box in this, right?
Yeah.
The console is a search box. So yeah, you want to scroll down. You could
Logs, user,
maybe
kind of name.
Oh, there it is.
Float. It's there.
1.
Nothing happened.
It seems like our setter didn't run.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you check the editor and like see what logs are?
Un momento. I'll try the little thing. Can we do this? Oh, maybe the bug message.
Oh, by the way, we are overwriting the. Aren't we overwriting the setter in line 24?
Oh, you're right. So there's a.
So it seems like we defined a good one and then we overwritten it with just something that says log, like prints a log file.
Still not.
So it's not there, so you can open console. It's going to be faster to change the CVar. And here, just go kinda, and then tab. User kinda name, enter, or right arrow, and now space, and or you can just print out the value, current value, if you don't specify a new one.
0.
All right, that's correct. Let's try a different value then. You can
setter.
Yeah, there's a problem with like focus. So you need to open and close the console now. Just hit tilde twice. I tried to fix this and I just can't figure it out. Oh, and now you should be able to do spacebar and add a new name. Sorry, a new value.
Okay.
A breakpoint. Okay, so this runs. The value is 1.0. Okay. Is it gonna append this text? One on the right is like a button to just carry on.
Didn't think. Value change. Okay, that's. Man, I want to go back. Welcome message.
There's like a step out. This one, yeah, step out.
Yeah, but it's already way ahead from the place it should be.
You can carry on just by this last button to the right. It's just gonna resume. Hey, it works.
Oh, what?
Now it works.
Then what was the fucking problem?
Your setter works. It wasn't. You just put a breakpoint here.
Yeah,
but there was no problem. Now you can set any float, and it's going to be put here as text.
My hypothesis is that this function got registered after the scene was loaded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is in ready.
Setter was created after the fact, so it wasn't triggered.
We could try and move this code to func_init, which is run before already. Yeah. Not sure how it's going to react. It should be fine. So I think, just a free... Yeah, if we, like... I think we'll need the 2 lines below as well, because otherwise the CVar ref is gonna point to a non-existing CVar. This one we can skip it.
Which line we need?
Line 21 we can skip. We need lines 16 and 17 in our underscore init. You can hit Alt and up and down arrows to just shift lines up and down. Yeah. Let's see.
Nope.
Nope. So how we can override this is set this one time, set this explicitly in our script. So I'm thinking maybe we could do this if just the CVar ref would set the value after being created. Just run the setter once.
Is there option to call the setter function on the my CVar?
Yeah, like apply. Yeah.
Or got dirty, or maybe different.
You can do setter. Wait, this is my CVar. That's the CVar. Temp alias is the CVar ref.
Oh, yeah.
We have a name. So this is about CVar ref. Dot setter. Oh, you can call update linked property. Ta-da! I think that should do it.
No.
It seems like it didn't. I wonder if there's something in logs that could help us. There's some errors, but I don't know if they're related. In the debugger, CVar service cannot add tree to stack duplicate priority. Oh, that's loading. Okay, that's trying to load the CVar trees from.
Which one did you read?
Errors from one. This one below it, and and the next one error. That's something I introduced these errors just in the past hour. I haven't noticed the logs. Yeah, so it says, hey, you're trying to add a tree of priority that already exists, so sorting wouldn't work. So, yeah.
Sorting? How sorting affect updating?
No, this is unrelated. These errors aren't related to what we have here.
Oh, okay.
So I think what we can try is in temp alias, maybe call the setter explicitly. So do setter dot call.
Right.
And now in the parentheses, do we need to give it parameter, right? One argument. So temp underscore alias dot value. Yeah. So that should hopefully apply our
we'll see
our changes.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Whoa. What? It was weird. Why that black blink?
Yeah.
But it works.
Yep. So so you've created a CVar from code and you've bound it to something in the world.
Yeah.
So this kind of thing we would do in the runtime part of the CVar tree. So we could have something like a runtime
event.
So that things that just exist during when you play a game. So that could be like a counter. For example, you need to hit 5 switches, like in Quake, like 3 more to go. So you could create a CVar that counts this, and then have multiple buttons which call this value -1, and then somewhere else you have code that checks, okay, is it less than or equal 0? Then open the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it would probably be good to put this into the runtime folder in the CVar tree, I think. And we could mark it as like volatile or something. You can turn the computer on if you go to next to the PC, sorry, to the box, and hit E. Oh, I broke the computer. Oh no. I recently touched the code that changes this, and it seems like I broke it.
What it was supposed to do?
It was supposed to turn on, but I think we can fix it. Go back to the Godot editor, and in the file system, search for display. And there is a script. Yep. And here in the ready function, video signal. Yeah, uncomment this line, please. Oh, sorry. Comment the return on line 101.
Oh, well.
Oh, this is such a mess.
So
right,
this should be uncommented. Like,
maybe leave it commented. Yeah, maybe leave it commented out. Let's try again. Okay, now you should be able to turn on the PC. Yes! Works.
Are you showing? Oh.
2D particles. I mean, we could have a game running in our game.
That's cool.
If you go a bit closer to the display, you can see subpixels. You can jump and... Oh. You see?
Yeah.
I made this.
Neat. Oh, wow.
It's subpixel perfect. You have actual RGB subpixels.
It's LED perfect.
Yeah. This should be really cool in VR, but I don't have a VR headset, so...
Like angling like this.
Yeah, looks perfect. So the idea was that you're not going to notice unless you go close, and then it's like, what?
Is it like from this distance it does the LED thing, or is it coming closer and blends into that separated pixels?
Yeah, it blends in the effect.
Like
because
a
otherwise
effect.
You have crazy aliasing and it looks really bad.
I wouldn't say so.
What it does is it uses it does it to sample the texture once, because there was an option to sample the source texture twice, once with MIP mapping and filtering, and once without filtering. But I'm sampling it just once, and I'm rounding the I'm squaring the UVs to make it blocky for the subpixel part, but it's still just one sample of the source texture to make it a tiny bit faster. It's still a bit slow. So when you walk up the screen, I can see the frame rate is dipping, but I don't know if it's just a screencast or is it in the game.
It looks pretty smooth.
You can open the performance monitor and check. It should, show any dips in frame rate.
I don't.
Maybe. Oh, 4 from the top. If you go down, 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 enter, space. You've hit enter twice, I think. So now tilde 1 and 2. So you managed. Yep, there it is.
60.
Yeah, so nice. It's beautiful.
It works.
Well,
it's alive.
Yes. Welcome to Liblast.
It disappeared. It appeared. Disappeared.
Yep. Just one side. I suppose maybe it's enough for one day. What do you think? Or do you want to keep going?
Well, I can easily go more, but the thing that I'm more interested is the like architectural flow, like
Okay.
what loads what and stuff like that.
Sure.
Well, kind of. I got to this GUI, so that's kind of major checkpoint for me. So I can kind of figure stuff myself, but maybe you can give me some tips ahead, like important, harder to grasp things.
Okay. So the control flow. Okay, so the first thing that is loaded is the boot scene,
yeah.
as you already found out, and there is the core of the framework here.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, and
it's
dash.
it's not a lot of lines, but there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah, so this initializes the entire framework. So the core and the core services is like the most important things. So right now on the top of the screen, you have service paths. So these are paths to core services. If you go to, you have a filter of device, so you're not going to see it, but core services. Yep. And here you have either scripts or scenes and scripts. For example, screen fade is a service that has a scene.
Yeah.
You can open it up and
it looks
see
like
what it is.
screen fade is like a one-shot scene. Like you
It's
create
not.
it.
It's there all the time, and it fades out to black or to other colors whenever something requests it. You can open it up and see what happens in what's inside in screen fade.
Oh, it was splash screen that was fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen this green.
Yeah, there is a debug text. There's a CVar which enables debugging of this. General tip: if you open the console in the game and type debug, you will see all kinds of different things you can turn on to help you with problems. So you can, even during a loading screen, you can open the console.
This blink like a
Yeah, something's wrong. Something's wrong with the screen fade. It just goes back. Yeah. So if you go to open the console and type debug and tab, then you can see there is like a debug CVar folder, and there's a bunch of different things. For example, screen fade. So you can enable screen fade debug if you type space and true. Yeah, now you should see.
I suppose I have to save the CVars to see it in the next stuff.
Yeah, so you would need to put this text into, like, do minus CVar and then debug.screenFade space true in the debug, the console command line parameters.
Yeah.
And then it would, that's the way to do it for now before saving and loading the CVars properly works. Yeah, but if you hide the console now, you can see in the left corner, bottom left, there is like this, if you do leave, you're gonna see a fade. So there was a fade out, and there was a short pause, and then there was a fade in, back to menu.
Mm-hmm.
The short pause was for for spawning the menu background scene again. And you can see there's like the whole log of what happened, how long it took, and there's lots of comments.
I don't read that fast. It went too fast.
Yeah. Maybe there could be... I suppose if you change timescale, it should be possible to slow this down. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not sure. Maybe...
Oh, what are these?
So this is the history of what I call orders. The screen fade gets. So the screen fade works that
you can scripted events for screen fade.
Yeah, so you can request a few things from the screen fade. You can request a fade out, which covers the screen with a given color. You can request a fade in, which transitions back to the current scene. You can request a pause, and you can request a change of color. And you can, if you create a fade effect, you can wait on its completion. For example, here, await pause dot finished.
Oh, what does this do?
That creates a new order for the screen fade service, which defines a pause, it appends it to the queue of orders, and then it returns the created object. Why does this? This is because you can have multiple things in your game that try to request fading screen and stuff, and in order for the user to have a smooth experience, fading can be interrupted.
First in, first
That's why
out.
this.
Or not?
Yeah. Because you request something, you can request 10 things at once, and they just go added to the queue and get executed one by one. And then you can watch when a certain thing, for example, completes and do something else. For example, the fade in and fade out, they also fade out audio effects on the SFX bus. It's kind of hard coded, but it makes so that if you have game, you load into a level. If you go into the park level, there's ambient sound, so we will be able to also see this audio fading in action. What you can do is change the debug command line arguments and play park. Yeah, and but you have fast load enabled, and that messes with the crossfades. So let's disable that. You can type false, and this way you don't need to delete it from the command line. So it's easier to add it later. And that's gonna do some more things. It's trying to do a good experience for people, so there's no flashing lights and stuff. And now it's going to be fading in. And it also fades in ambient sound effects. So if you walk forward and find an ambient sound,
there's glass corner.
Yeah, the glass corner. There's sound there.
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yep.
Right. So now if you go open the menu and do leave. So hit escape, play leave.
It was fast.
There should have been a smooth fade out.
Yeah, it was fast.
But for debugging, there's an option to enforce a specific spawn point for the player. I use this a lot for the map. So if
by
you
default,
type,
it's random, right?
Yeah, by default it's random, but you can specify by label. So exit the game, and let's open the park
I wonder
level.
If the bug is still there, joining again.
Yeah, I wonder, because I remember there was some problems with
the
like loading a level
was
again.
wonky. It kind of went there and bump, and I think it's stuck.
It seems like it's stuck. Yeah,
And
I
my
don't know.
PC fan went off.
Can you see
Yeah.
the debugger?
Um,
Is there something happening there? Any
what do
errors
you
or
mean
something?
debugger?
Okay. Yeah, this happens. I know about this error. I don't yet know why it happens, but we're gonna
Yes,
figure it
this,
out.
on this one was.
It seems that after we free a game, are some like orphaned entities which try to process ticks, which should be deleted. So yeah, it's probably something there. I'm gonna look into it, but it only happens if you leave a game and then open a new one, so it's not that frequent. If you open a test, this park level in file system, you can type park and it's going to find it, or you can go to data, levels, maps. Yeah, movement
Data.
park, and you need TSCN. So you see there's a folder, movement park, and it contains all the files required by the map, but the map itself is one level above.
What are
So-
these? I haven't seen EXR, LM Bake. I haven't seen.
These are for baked light maps. So this is static lighting baked out.
It came from Blender?
No, this is baked from Godot.
Oh, interesting.
So you have static lights baked in the level, and it's funny. You can see like there's like a lot of emission.
Yeah.
Because there's like a lot of emissive elements, right? All these like. So this makes it happen, and this is the shadow mask. So the sunlight directional light is rendered dynamically from up close, so that you can see your own shadow when you walk around the level. But from a certain distance, it's using a pre-baked shadow map, which is this one. Mm-hmm. So this is a nice feature that lets you have a very dynamic, nice, detailed shadows from up close, but still, yeah. So you can open the movement park TSCN. Another thing is movement park metadata that's generated for you. And you can see there's the preview image here, which is rendered during the loading screen. And it's used in the loading screen. So if you're running the game from the editor, by default, it's going to generate this image. But if you export the game for, you do the project export, then it's not gonna like generate previews, it's gonna load them. So if you were to build the game and export, a package for Windows or Mac or Linux, the maps should already have this metadata and should already show the preview without a pause.
Like each level should be launched at least once to generate.
Yeah, that's the thing.